What's up, y'all? Welcome to Battleground Podcast presents the Shakers. Then, of course, the Soft Shakers are here. Nikki Bougie, Dreon Santana, and you know what time it is. Raw versus SmackDown in the Den. Okay, period. Y'all already know every Monday we are here to bring you a little Raw versus SmackDown. Who did it better? So we make sure that we are tuned in before the show. We try not to be here too long for Monday Night Raw, but yes, of course, Nikki Bougie here in the building. Dreon Santana, what's going on? What's the new?
No, I'm still in recovery from what happened this past week
Yeah,
and everything. Got a lot of things I had to take care of on the SmackDown brand, but
yeah,
there's a lot of things that did happen last week on Monday Night Raw that I know we definitely will dive into, especially the matches that were announced for, of course, Survivor Series, War Games, and everything like that. So, but other than that, no, chilling. Shout out to you and Justin for the Bianca interview. You guys did great. A lot of positive feedback on it, and everything like that. But it's not the only thing that we'll be also getting more positive feedback on. You
Whew.
have to catch that. You got to catch that to what tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow is when you have to catch
I
that.
have no,
Oh,
I have no words. Thank you for that. We did interview Bianca Belair, which was very, very, very cool. But let's get right into it because Raw's going to be very short. I'm pulling a very strategic move this week. I already feel like SmackDown's going to win. That's just my opinion. I just felt like it was a way better show. Monday Night Raw did what they can, did what they could, but there were some missing pieces. A lot of people that we didn't really see and that we saw just a little bit of, not much. I don't know. It was a mess, but of course, we start with Seth Rollins, and then for whatever reason, Sami Zayn comes out. He starts off like this. He ends up like this. In hindsight, they become our main event. Of course, Seth Rollins and Sami Zayn. For whatever reason, in the photos, this is really all we get to see of Mr. Seth and Sammy on my side of the highlights this week. But eventually, what was said was made the main event. Seth Rollins defending his championship against Sami Zayn, and of course, Seth really giving a almost like a welcoming to Sammy, almost like a thank you in a sense. But we move on. There is a tag team match after all the debacle that happened previously. The champions stay the champions. The New Day suffers a loss, unfortunately, but Damian Priest and Finn Balor stand tall. Once again, were you surprised? Because I wasn't.
well, no, not at all. I like the New Day. I actually am fans of the New Day, but the Judgment Day are definitely on a high as of right
Yeah.
now. So I did not expect them to lose. Listen, after what happened with the whole fast lane thing, sometimes I really can't pinpoint exactly what they would probably do. But, you know, I was not expecting Finn or Damien to lose those titles at all
Yeah.
whatsoever. So
Me neither. Shinsuke also had a match with Tozawa, Kira Tozawa, and great match overall. Didn't last that long. Shinsuke obviously getting the win, but Otis was not very happy or too pleased with the attitude that Shinsuke was walking around with. They will settle their differences in the ring a little later tonight too. We also had a four-way match to determine who's the Intercontinental Champion. Who will face the Intercontinental Champion next? In a very controversial, I almost felt like we were in slow mode. This was probably what ruined us this week. So I want to congratulate all four of these men for being dumbasses, including the ref. As we see the spot, Ivar is getting the pin over Ricochet while Bronson Reed is mistakenly jumping off of the top rope, thinking he's going to hit Miz. Miz comes with a counter. They're both getting their opponents down. The pin goes to 1, the pin goes to 2, and then Ricochet decides to kick out. The ref continues to count, and Miz is the winner. This was so chaotic and so controversial that I like it, but it ruined us for this week. Okay, let's do better tonight. Were you surprised the Miz won?
I was. I was
Oh
not
wow!
expecting Miz to win. By no means necessarily was I expecting him to win because Miz hasn't truly been in a title picture in a while,
Right.
to be honest, in a very, very long time. So I wasn't really thinking that he would be the winner of this match. I thought maybe we would have went to Ivar because they kind of have been pushing Ivar as a singles competitor since Eric is pretty much, in his injury and everything. So the finish was definitely confusing because Ricochet kicks out, but Bronson doesn't. I, it kind of took you back to fucking Crown Jewel with the Fatal 5-Way match. It's like, wow, Raquel, why would you even go over there? So I don't know, but shout out to the Miz. Miz has not like been in a title picture in a long time. So I mean, shout out to him. I don't think that he will beat Walter. I mean, not Walter, but Gunther. But I don't. Only thing I can do is pray for his safety. That's it.
Yeah. I figured the Miz would win, but I didn't know it would be such like controversy and so much in this predicament.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but of course we move on. We also saw before this match, DIY had introduced themselves more or less to the Creed brothers and Ivy Nile as well, leading to their match. A spectacular match to me, match of the night for this week, definitely outside of the main event. Creed brothers get another victory. What do you think? And I'm asking everyone at home too, Santana, though, what do you think is the goal right now for Julius and Brutus? Like they're collecting some multitude of wins.
I think that because they are newest signees to the Monday Night Raw brand, which I think is a great addition
Yeah.
to the tag team division that both Raw and SmackDown sort of has, but doesn't really get a lot of attention to and everything. So I think it's getting to the point where maybe the Creed brothers could possibly become tag team champions, but only if they split those tag titles.
Yeah.
So, but that means that they would have to go through Judgment Day to get those titles off of Damian and Finn, which I would not be upset at that match because I think it would be great. I think Brutus and Julius are, I mean, a great talent. Seeing a lot of their stuff that they did, of course, in NXT, they were always doing something that made them stand out in their matches. So them coming to Monday Night Raw, which eventually I thought maybe that was something they was going to do, especially with the whole them loser leaves NXT type thing. I feel like with the Creed brothers, they bring a little bit of fresh air to the tag team division, but also to the new stars on Monday Night Raw. Sometimes we end up seeing the same people every week. I know a lot of people get tired of seeing. So when it comes to the Creed brothers, I think that they bring that energy or that fire that Monday Night Raw, like men's division, has not had in a very, very long time.
Yeah. I like it. I think they're gonna have to give them some gold because what's gonna happen is they're gonna get all these wins, and then They're gonna go right back down to NXT. Hopefully not, but we'll have to see. Of course, there was the women's battle royal match to determine who would face off with Rhea Ripley next. So many amazing different competitors, including here, as you see, Chelsea Green, even an interaction between Zia Lee and Becky Lynch. There was so much going on. Honestly, just I didn't know who would win. I figured it would be one of the five women who weren't able to get the job done just because, let's be honest, each of those women do deserve a one-on-one. Raquel's already had hers. Nia Jax, Zoe, and also Shayna. So, speaking of Raquel and Nia, Nikki Cross found herself in the middle of that sandwich, honey. I
Well, they
don't.
could have walked around, honestly, but
Yeah,
she was kind of just standing in the middle of the ring. I don't know what they
hilarious.
have going on for Nikki Cross. And also, even when she got dumped out, she got right back up and went into
Yeah,
this stare off that she was having. So I don't know.
yeah.
But I'm here for a Nia Jackson Raquel feud. I tell you that.
I'm
I
here for it too.
I think that is. I mean, their stature, same height, and everything.
Yeah,
I think that Nia and Raquel could put on a. I mean, they've had matches before, but they got interrupted. So I feel like they could actually have a proper feud outside of everything that's going on with them trying to get their hands on Rhea Ripley.
right. But in the end, mm, Zoe Stark will be going off to face Rhea Ripley, and that match will happen at Survivor Series.
I mean, I did tell y'all that Zoe could probably be one of the winners last
You
week.
did.
So I just felt like it. Like if not Naya and if not Shayna, then it has to be Zoe. I
Yeah.
feel like Zoe definitely deserves her proper one-on-one. Not saying that Shayna doesn't either. Not saying that Naya does either. But I feel like with Zoe, she needs something that's going to take her away from just being someone who helped Trish Stratus be Becky and all this stuff
Right.
there. Like she's definitely someone who was, I would say, MVP of that crown jewel match because she was doing some amazing spots in there.
Yeah.
And I honestly, like, I know her and Shayna are supposed to be like tag team ish or whatever, but they wanted to give me a Zoe and Shayna feud. I wouldn't mind it either.
I love it. Before the end of the night, she also was able to greet Miss Rhea Ripley, and it seemed like they were just gonna bark it off like dogs. Cause honey, they were like growling in each other's face and shit like that. Girl, I don't know. I'm very intrigued. I think Zoe is a really great wrestler. We've talked about this before. She's a phenomenal athlete, has had some great matches since NXT, and even in NXT as well. There was also a vignette for Natty. Really cool vignette for that. And I know a lot of people wondering what's with the tag team division, what's going to be next for Chelsea Green and Piper. We might find out tonight. There was a main event, obviously. Seth Rollins, Sami Zayn. Seth winning the match in a very controversial kind of roll up, almost. I don't know. But shortly after, of course, it seemed that Sami Zayn was not too happy, but was going to take the loss and just do what he could with it. Unfortunately, he was later attacked by Judgment Day, and that turned into an all out brawl. And that's just how we end Monday Night Raw over here, baby. You know, the men. I don't know, Raw. This is since we've been doing this show, you give me no choice but to say this. Probably one of the most unpleasant for me, and I did not go into this thinking that I would be winning. This is what it would probably feel like if Tori Kelly went up against Beyonce in a versus. So, before we turn it over to SmackDown, of course, we do have 6 matches for tonight, starting with our tag team main event Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso taking on Damian Priest and Finn Balor. We also have Shinsuke going one on one with Otis. Miz going one on one with Ivar after their debacle last week. We also have another singles match for the men. Uh, Kaiser, Lord, taking on Tommaso Ciampa. And then for the women, We have Indy Hartwell taking on Xia Li. After, of course, Candice LeRae was attacked by Xia Li a couple weeks ago. And then we also have a one-on-one match between Tegan Nox and one half of the tag team champions, Piper Niven. And that's it. I'm gonna give a big.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, SmackDown, take it away, because you won, Joseph. I know you probably agree, but stack show.
All right, so now we're gonna land on the blue brand, which is my brand. The spirit in the most. That's why Nikki has her blue lights back there. So we started off the night because, of course, we're off the heels of Crown Jewel, and we know what happened for Crown Jewel and everything like that. So Ray, he comes, LWO, all LWO comes out, except for Carlito, and they, of course, they talked about what happened at Crown Jewel, Logan Paul winning and things like that, taking the loss and all of that. But Carlito comes out and basically says, so we just going to skip over the fact that Santos is really the reason why you lost that title. It's not Logan Paul's fault. It's Santos Escobar. So it's his fault, and I agree that Santos, if you had took those brass knuckles with you, Ray were probably still holding that title. Still. And Logan wouldn't be trying to clap cheeks in it. So I'm just saying, you are the problem, sir. And I hate for that to happen because this is my family. So I am a part of the LWO, on SmackDown and everything. And it's just like, damn, you just had to go out there and mess it up. And obviously Santos is feeling the guilt because he immediately got upset and started to charge at Carlito, and then started to cause friction between them. And this was right before Carlito had his match with, of course, Bobby Lashley. Santos had already left out. Ray followed behind him, of course, Zelina as well. So it only left Cruz and Joaquin out there to be on the side of Carlito while he takes on Bobby Lashley. And of course, the Street Profits were out there as well. Things really started to get very chaotic because, of course, the Street Profits doing what they do best, trying to tap into that heel side, and they decided that they wanted to try to get involved by being a distraction to Carlito, which honestly, truly, they end up taking out Cruz and Joaquin. But Santos Escobar does come out and he helps. He tries to even the odd, but he ended up getting knocked into the corner by Dawkins. But with the distraction from everything that was going on outside, Bobby Lashley does pick up the victory over Carlito. Now, what makes matters even more interesting is the fact that Carlito is now getting jumped by Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. Santos is there. He could help, but he chose not to. He seemed like he was very hesitant on if he wanted to help Carlito or if he just wanted to stand there and watch. And he just stood there and watched until Rey Mysterio comes down with a chair. And Ray, he runs out Bobby and the Street Profits and, to console Carlito. Well, this is when things go very differently. Santos comes behind Rey Mysterio and hits him in the back of his head, and kind of hesitant, pulls back a bit, and Ray slaps him. It's like, bro, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? So then Santos kind of, I guess, comes out of this trance that he was in, where he was kind of like, don't even know exactly what he just did. And so, yeah, it resulted in Santos actually turning his back on Rey Mysterio and the LWO, saying it's supposed to be you and me, Ray, saying supposed to stick together, all this and that. And he ended up injuring Rey Mysterio's leg, which Joaquin is here, Zelina is crying. It was just a bad timing. It was so I was just so distraught over this entire thing. with LWO and everything like that. But I know a lot of people were happy that, oh, we're getting heel Santos back, and I do want to say this because I was kind of looking into some things, but the Eddie Guerrero that y'all see in Dominic is really Santos Escobar. Santos gives me Eddie with the way he turned on Rey Mysterio, how much he loved him and blah blah and all this and that. I don't whatever. Santos is truly Eddie Guerrero's child. We're just gonna put that out there in the universe. Y'all think it's Dominic, but it's really not. He just got a mullet. Santos has literally all the embodiments of what an Eddie Guerrero could be. But shout out to, I do want to say, of course, rest in peace to Eddie. This is the 18th anniversary of his passing, and I mean, still shocking to see that even have to say something like that, because I feel like Eddie would definitely be a huge part in a lot of different people's lives. The influence that he still has today is immaculate. But LWO, I mean, Santos is gone, so I don't know where this leads for LWO, but I think they're still gonna maybe stay together, or there's definitely going to be some issues come this Friday for SmackDown. And of course, you can see them carrying him out and everything like that. Child, I'm so distraught. You have no idea. All right, so we move on, of course, to the women, but yeah, you know what I'm saying. Shout out to Bailey. So of course, Kairi Sane returned at Crown Jewel, basically aligning herself with Io. And Bailey, you know, of course, Bailey and Kairi have their own issues because Kairi did get beat up by Bailey before she left WWE and went off, you know, to Stardom and all this and that. So, you know, Kyrie did say that, you know, she does forgive Bailey, and Bailey is a little hesitant. You kind of see it in her face because Dakota, she's showing like, this is what you wanted, you know, Bailey, and everything like that. And Io is like, listen, I know that what you and Kyrie got going on, but she forgives you. And Kyrie says she forgives you. And then they came in for this big hug, but it still felt a little bit like, I don't know if Bailey's really, really feeling it, because she doesn't truly trust Kyrie, because she doesn't really know exactly what she has under her sleeve. Couldn't find any pictures what happened next after this, but Bianca did come out. Praise the Lord. And of course, she's still trying to figure out what the hell's going on with Kyrie and this whole damage control thing. She gathered some people, some friends of hers, who actually have the same thing in common, and that is the dislike that they have for damage control. So Charlotte Flair comes out, and then Austin comes out, and then we get into our main event later on, where it's going to be a 6-woman tag match: Bailey, Io, and Kyrie versus Bianca, Charlotte, and Asuka. Which you got to get into that too, because it's not the only heel turn we get tonight. I tell you that. Also, we get our second installment of Dragon Lee versus Cedric Alexander. I mean, how can you top the first match? Let's go even bigger. And I think that these two, I'm happy that Cedric is getting some time on TV, because I think a lot of people do forget that he is a phenomenal talent. I'm glad that he's getting this TV time. It keeps Dragon Lee on TV, and I think that it just keeps a few building between his two. Because I mean, Dragon Lee technically has 2 wins over him anyway. So Cedric is not going to be too happy about the fact that he keeps getting this match with Dragon Lee and he keeps losing. I wouldn't want that. I would at least want a one-to-one, and then like something big happens in our third match that, you know, allows us to break this tie that we have against each other. But nonetheless, I think that Dragon Lee and Cedric put on a really, really great match for Friday Night SmackDown. Also, we did hear from LA Knight, of course. He's not taking too well to his loss that happened on Crown Jewel against Roman. And, well, there's a person who obviously doesn't give a damn, because he also got his ass beat at Crown Jewel. Grayson Waller, you know, comes out being exactly who he is, a pain in the ass, before leading up to their match against each other. Now, mind you, Kevin Owens was on commentary throughout partial of the night up until this match happened, because, well, Kevin, he was sitting in for Corey Graves, who of course is out on maternity leave because Carmella did deliver their baby boy. So congratulations to them. And the objective was that he can do commentary per Nick Aldis, but he cannot touch anybody. Otherwise, he would be suspended. And well, it's going to be quite some time before we see Kevin Owens back on Friday Night SmackDown because he is indeed suspended. Grayson Waller, Theory, obviously still upset because he gave him both. He punched both of them in the face at the same time, and decided they want to pour water, maybe a Sprite on Kevin Owens and his very very nice tie for Veterans Day, stuff like that. He wasn't. He was upset. He was mad, and well, he ran and beat the hell out of them, and Kevin Owens is now suspended. So there's that.
Free him.
Free Kevin. Look at Grayson. Like
When Kevin goes and runs and attacks someone, it's really the funniest shit because he really be trying to beat the hell.
He ran like a
Whoever he trying to catch.
Like,
Oh, it's so on like Homer Simpson level.
very
Like,
much so. It's
terrible.
I don't know which word. Seeing Cody walk the way he does or seeing Kevin run. Which one is worse?
I don't know, but Cody's
Cody
walking
walk like his feet like
hilarious.
sweet or whatever, like Squidward. I don't know. Why I oughta?
Why I oughta?
So yeah, but we get into our main event because I don't think too much anything else happened. I know also for backstage wise, I do remember seeing B-Fab looking at the screen between the match between Carlito and Bobby. And then obviously she got there to who he exists. And then she's like, oh, let's talk. Girl, you should have been talking to him because obviously people think he gone too. So I don't know what's gonna happen with that, but please keep her away from the Street Profits and Bob Lashley. I do not want to see that. I know some people want to see that, but the same way y'all be like, oh wow, y'all want to put all the Asians together. Oh wow, you want to put all the blacks together. Keep that same energy. So we're at our main event. Damage Control of 4 members now. Getting ready to take on Bianca, Charlotte, and Asuka. This match was going pretty well for the most part. Did not last that long because, well, Asuka decided that when Bianca was going in for the tag, that she was like, nah. And so she misses Bianca in the face, and then she goes and screams, Kairi, 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 come on, come on, come on. And now we have the Kabuki Warriors, I guess you could say, reuniting again, and Damage Control just got a little bit stronger. These ladies beat the hell out of Bianca. They beat the hell out of Charlotte. Shotzi tried to come out to help. It didn't do anything at all whatsoever. She tried her best, but Bianca, Charlotte, and Shotzi were all laid out on the ground. And they decided that they wanted to only step on Bianca. Let's just say that. So this is our Damage Control. But from the digital exclusive, I think we might go back down to 4 members of Damage Control. Because there's someone directly in this middle that I don't really think they're really wanting to be a part of. Like, they seem to listen to Dakota more than they did Bayley. There's obviously some awkwardness going on where Bayley doesn't truly seem like the actual leader of Damage Control anymore. It really seems like Dakota is running Damage Control now.
Well, if you look at the picture, Dakota looks like the leader. Like, if you didn't know Dakota, Bayley may be in the middle, but Dakota really truly looks like she's calling the shots, which she kind of did. We don't know if Bayley knew anything about Kairi Sane. We don't know what she knows. We don't know what she doesn't know. We don't know much of anything. I think it's crazy that Asuka's joining Damage Control though. I think it's like you're literally you just witnessed the greatest women's faction on television. And if we're being honest, it's the most decorated. This is like multitudes of championships all over the world, not just in WWE.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're looking at a solid 4 NXT women's champions, tag champions, Raw women's champions, SmackDown. Like, it's just the list goes on.
Yeah.
Stardom champions.
I
The
mean, everyone has been in Stardom except for Bailey.
Yeah.
But like I had tweeted out when I saw that digital exclusive, they're gonna beat the fuck out of Bailey.
Oh yeah.
They are. They are. They are. They're gonna beat Bailey so bad she go back to hugging. So I'm serious. It's the flakes are coming back up. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen. So I just feel like, man, Dakota fits though. That's the thing. Like she doesn't look like an oddball. Bailey kind of looks like she doesn't really fit in a sense. She just it's like she's kind of like the mom trying to be cool, trying to be the cool mom with the kids or whatever, you know, like Mean Girls. Dakota is obviously the Regina George, okay, and the other ones are her minions. And Bailey's trying to be the cool mom. You know, I made some cocktail for you guys. Look at my new boobs. You know, how we doing? How we feeling? What's the new tea? And they're just not feeling it.
Kyrie is intentionally funny.
She is. She really, really is. But I don't know what's there to come. No, EO is. No. I don't think EO's Regina George. No, I think Dakota is. So, but that's pretty much how Friday Night SmackDown had went. I'm sure we'll definitely get into some more questioning because Bianca and Charlotte and Shotzi. I don't know if Shotzi is truly going to even necessarily make it to War Games because, of course, they're going to have to do a women's War Games, and this seems to be the direction that they're going for the SmackDown women to be a part of War Games this year. I'm telling you, we're going to see Becky. It's going.
I think it's going to be me. I think it's going to be Mia Yim, to be honest.
Mia can play a part, but I definitely do feel like Becky's going to be in there.
I don't see her doing it. I don't know, man. Her and Charlotte, like, shock of the century. Like, if y'all want to make my 2023 even better, that's fine. But Charlotte and Becky on the same team with Bianca, still.
I'm telling you.
Still. They stepping bad. Like, they stepping bad.
Listen. But here's the thing, though, right? This is just me just talking out my ass right now. Pause. Let's say Bailey gets her ass beat before War Games, right? She's completely like out of damn control. They kicked her ass out, right? So now, of course, automatically we do have Bianca and Charlotte. We're probably gonna get Becky. Maybe we get Bailey.
Wow. That would be nuts.
That would, because I just depending on how things go. Of course, we do have like a couple of 2
This
weeks.
belongs to the 4 horsewomen, and I honestly have to say,
like
I can't, because
if things didn't happen the way they did, could you have imagined that happening?
Possibly, but I'll just say this: when it comes to the 4 horsewomen, what I'm learning, the fans wanted Sasha, the execs wanted Bianca. Mm-hmm. That's how it feels like it's playing out to me. Like, if we're being very honest, the 4 horsewomen in WWE feels like Charlotte, Bex, Bailey, and Bianca. I don't think Bianca has just as much to stand on her own, and I know they didn't come up together, so I know it's a little different.
Yeah,
but there's just something that I don't know. Like, it would have been beautiful for
the mutual respect that they do have amongst everybody. Jay being a 4th member, I don't think I want Jay to be a part of this at all. I don't think she is. Jay's not ready for no damn War Games.
I think it's just Mia Yim. I think you just give it to someone who hasn't been on TV, who needs some time, who's very experienced in the War Game.
She was utilized last year.
She was, and she's been in before that
I
too.
just,
Bex, I'm good. I think it should be Bianca and Charlotte teaming with Shotzi and Mia Yim. And I'm not saying
I
they
feel like
win.
Shotzi's gonna get taken out.
I hope not.
If Damage Control want to be this most dominant team or whatever,
Yeah,
they would probably end up taking out Shotzi.
I hope not.
I feel like they'll take out Shotzi. They can bring in Mia Yim because she doesn't really. I mean, the same thing they did last year. Bianca did bring in Mia Yim. She did. So, just saying, I don't know.
Bianca is the leader.
She is.
So if she brings in Bex, she just brings in Bex. But I'm dying to see the on screen chemistry between
Can you imagine like the stare down? It's gonna be crazy.
I want it to be a stare
The
down, then
stare
they just
down
hug
and then
each
they
other.
hug each other. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Like they
yeah,
stare down,
yeah.
they just like face to face, and then they pull up some Shawn Michaels and Triple H deal. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
And then they go after the titles because they could both. Well, Charlotte could be a 2-time Grand Slam, but they still. I've always thought for them to win those titles. I've never thought that Becky and Charlotte are over. It's just if you're not gonna listen, if they're gonna be a team right now and they're not gonna be feuding by WrestleMania, I'm not here for it. So if you're not gonna give me Charlotte versus Bex on the grand stage of them all with no title, then I'm not here for it. Because that is, I know everyone's wanting, even me, Bianca and Flair. Belair and Flair. That's the card. She talked about it in the interview. That's the marquee match.
Mm-hmm.
But if you give Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch with no title, that's eating bad, so bad. That can stand with a men's title match because of the history alone. It's just so iconic.
I mean, I know they did it, of course, at Survivor Series 2 years ago because of all of the heat and the animosity and then the rumors and the scandalous and blah blah. And that match there, I think that match between them there for that Survivor Series there was so much riding on that match, honestly. Yeah. Like, especially for it to open too, though, because I feel like that was something that a lot of people were truly, truly
yeah
waiting on. That means people
were
the
only people were
waiting on that match for Becky and
Charlotte. It
Yeah.
felt like a Rock and Stone Cold kind of
play my way. My way.
Yeah.
Invincible. Okay.
Yeah.
I hear voices in the air.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I mean, we kind of just have to see. I mean, of course, we have this week, and then we got next week, and then I mean, after next week, happy Thanksgiving for you guys. But Survivor Series weekend in Chicago, where CM Punk might show up. But that was pretty much all of Friday Night SmackDown. Of course, let's see. We do have matches for next week. We have this is going back what you said earlier. LA Knight versus Jimmy Uso in a one-on-one match because Jimmy did cut a promo and he said and obviously Roman called him and said stop saying that bullshit, and he was like, he's just trying to be Jimmy's trying to be so serious, and it's just like, girl, stop. You're like funny serious, like you're very unserious. Like, cut it. Also, Solo returns.
I'm telling you, girl. In a couple weeks, I'm finna start saying my man, because the roster looking a little dip, honey. I think I'm gonna have to like put him in the tops. I don't know, honey. My man.
It's so funny how the dynamic has changed for Solo with Nikki because in the beginning stages, Solo used to scare Nikki according to her. I don't know what it was, but now it's like she be playing as that man on the game.
Oh yeah, he's one of my favorites. It's Charlotte, Kurt, Solo. Those are really the only people I like to look. I be forgetting about Tiffy too. Before we get out of here, I do want to say, Battleground Podcast, The Shaker's Den, we will be welcoming Trinity tomorrow. The cat is out of the bag. The cat that's going to stay in the bag is the crazy surprise unplanned, like so crazy. You have to watch the interview. You're not gonna know what I'm talking about unless you watch the interview. We will talk about it on Thursday. Bianca Belair interview is up as well. It's streamed on Battleground and on the Shakers Den on Sunday, so you can catch that replay as well. Shout out to the Wrestling Classic for that. We are trying to bring some more people. I know I'm gearing up for WrestleK next weekend. Shout out to everyone who's going to be holding it down for Full Gear. No content here, unfortunately, as far as a post show or anything like that. But we'll have some cool pictures to post, so make sure you check that out. You can check those pictures out on Battleground and my page as well. Yeah, I'm super excited for you guys to see everything. Bianca was such a blessing, and yeah, like I'm gonna wake up eventually. I haven't woke up yet. There's gonna be a lot of good stuff going on with the Shakers Den continuously, with Battleground podcast as well. So make sure you follow and keep following us as well. But SmackDown, girl, she took it home. Let's give it up for them. Jesus. I did the green for Trend, but I'm gonna bring back the blue for SmackDown winning. So
I can't wait to decorate my wall. I feel so naked over here. Like I gotta. Don't worry, I'm gonna be putting some stuff up over here in this area. Honestly, because like my wrestling area is kind of occupied, so probably throw some. It's probably gonna be my anime wall.
Throw some D's in there.
Yeah.
Had a little problem.
Pretty much so. But yeah, SmackDown was the award.
We won't be tuning in to Collision.
No, I gotta prepare for, because I'm going to a live event this week. I'm so excited.
Yes.
I'm so excited. I haven't been to a wrestling show in so long, so I'm gonna go to a live event this weekend. I'm extremely excited about that. The next time I'm at a wrestling event won't be until like January. So that's how it's looking for me right now. I won't be seen in another wrestling event after this week until January. So I want to take my time to digress, because January is a very, very up in the air month for me. Meaning that I will.
Santana either gets left in Impact and has to get picked up later down the road locally, or she gets to go through the TNA realm first. I'm going through it, y'all. I don't give a damn. I will be at Hard to Kill. Santana has to make it through one obstacle before she can go. But I will be, and yeah, WrestleK is going to be a lot of fun for those who come. I'm going to try to do all the events. I'm going to try to treat this like how everyone treats like WrestleCon. Well, used to, I guess. Like go to everything. Just get a pass and just, hey, I got a pass. I'm going to do that. But yeah, Santana has to make her decision. So
I do.
Hopefully she is TNA, but who knows? We might see. Oh, there's no wishing. I'm saying, listen, I'm spending my money to get the fuck away from Shelly. Okay. Shelly will not be TNA.
No.
With that being said, we'll be back on tomorrow. NXT Uncut. In the den. We have a lot to talk about. And then Thursday.
Yep, Thursday for Impact, and then we do it all over again. Yeah. Honestly, to be honest. So other than that, we definitely do, as always, thank you guys for hanging out with us here at the Shakers Den. Invite only, of course. Definitely check out all of the other stuff that we have from all of our other post shows, like Raw versus SmackDown, or NXT Uncut, or Impact. which I will be updating to TNA. We'll have to get back. We're gonna get back into gaming real soon for you guys and everything. And then also eventually we're gonna finally bring in that reality TV that we said we're gonna bring in. So it's gonna be quite interesting on that. We may have to only do that on Twitch.
That's exclusive.
Yeah, it's only gonna be on Twitch because it's for mature audiences.
Yeah, and it's not wrestling related either.
No, there's nothing wrestling related. So you
only wrestling related is Nikita line.
That's about it. We also probably will have something wrestling related reality TV for you guys soon in February. So definitely stay tuned for that. But like I said, other than that, we always thank you guys for hanging out with us here in the Shakers Den. Definitely shout out to Battleground Podcast for having us here as well.
Shout out to Tim. Shout out to Tim, because me, Tim, and Eli did the interview today with Trinity, and shout out to the people that be looking out for the Shakers. You know, we were featured on Fightful now 3 times this week. The Shakers Den. So we trying, y'all. We really trying. So we appreciate the support, because that exposure really means just so much for people to just who don't even know us just click on it. So
hey, 2024 is going to be a very fresh full start for not only the Salt Shakers but the Shakers Den and everything like that. So it means that 2024 ain't no more talking.
Yeah,
I ain't with all that talking. Okay,
that means
I ain't with all that talking.
That means she got to get on a plane. And if she ain't got on a plane and we sitting here a year from now, she ain't doing nothing but talking. So that means she gonna hold it down for the post shows.
I ain't with all that talking. Yeah, I'm hold on for the post show and be right there on my balcony looking at the view of Vegas. I'm like, what's up, guys? But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out with us here. I'm going to get ready to go watch this week's episode of Monday Night Raw.
Yep.
I'm just going to pray for that main event, that's all, because I know how y'all like the trip and everything like that. But definitely follow the Shakers Den on all social media platforms. Follow Battleground Podcast as well. Follow Nikki's Twitch. She'll be doing her stuff on there. Follow my Twitch, because eventually I'll start back gaming soon. And then me and Nikki gonna be on GTA. And it's really gonna be the Shakers for real. Because I'm gonna be talking trash to everybody in the chat. I don't care. Open lobby. Anybody want to get down? We can get down right now.
So mics are on.
Mic's on. I'm talking. I don't care if you're 5 years old. You shouldn't even be on here anyway. But other than that, thank you guys for hanging out with us here. And we will see you guys back on tomorrow for NXT Uncut. You have been tuned in to the Shakers Den, where it's invite only, represented by Battleground Podcast. See you guys tomorrow.